business key drivers that are very critical for you to grow. And of course, if you all of you are in business, so you understand that there's no growth without sustainability, and there's no sustainability without growth. All of us agree. If you claim that you are sustainable, it means that you're growing. And if you claim that you're growing, it means that you are sustainable. So, and this can also be like business sustainability drivers. What are those drivers? What are those key drivers that if you put them into play as far as your business is concerned, you can experience the growth that you are looking for? Every visionary person has growth at the top of their business agenda. And I use the word visionary intentionally. You cannot talk about business sustainability when you have not seen your business 5, 10, 15 years from now. Like, for example, Betian presently is into selling phones. And if he's really talking about business sustainability, in his mind or in his long-term plan, he should be thinking about maybe in a few years from now or the next 2 years, he will represent a brand and be a sole exclusive distributor of mobile phones in Cameroon and Central Africa. That's part of his growth plan. That's visionary. And then he's seeing that by 2025 or 2030, he will start a mobile phone assembly plant in Central Africa and Cameroon. That's visionary and sustainability. So talking about sustainability, there are stages how you see your business, how it is going to unfold, even how you're going to move from nation to nation and from continent to continent. That's what I mean by every visionary person has growth at the top of their business agenda. So I have a question for you. Do you have growth at the top of your business agenda? All businesses can attain a new level of success. This is my belief. I believe any business, like when anybody shares with their business, I can, like, in few seconds, I see where it can be in the next 10 years, 15 years, because I believe every business can attain a new level of success by implementing the right growth strategy. So if you really want to attain a new level of success as an entrepreneur in your business, then you have to implement the right growth strategy. Business growth is the intentional commitment, right? It's that intentional commitment that improves a business profitability and operations. Growth can lead to many outcomes like reinvention and scalability. You see, it can lead to reinvention and scalability. It can lead to innovation and improvement. But it is that intentional commitment. Growth does not happen by accident. No, it doesn't. Don't sit and assume that you will grow. No, you don't do that. You intentionally engineer growth. Like, for example, let's go back to Bertrand, who sells mobile phones now. Now, he just assumed that I will grow. No, he needs to intentionally engineer the growth. For example, he needs to save money, save profit, get a ticket, go to China and meet mobile phone manufacturers. That's him now engineering growth, and then enter into a discussion with them. I am a mobile phone retailer in Cameroon. In the last 5 years, I have sold 50,000 mobile phones. I have made in total $1 million in sales. You see, I can represent your brand in Cameroon as a sole distributor. That is how you make growth happen. He's taking steps that direction. But you need to identify the things that you need to do to grow. Then you intentionally take steps into that direction to make it work. Any business can witness a turnaround with the correct input. Let me tell you something that I believe in. Everybody here, all of you here, I believe in 10 years from now, 15 years from now, we all can run a business that is at least $100 million worth, 1,000 employees and above, and living a good life and creating impact. That's my belief. When I'm coaching anybody in business, I believe that that's what you can do with your business. Any business can witness a turnaround with the correct input, with the correct drivers, with the correct knowledge. And it's something I have seen. I work with guys that they were totally nowhere to be found, and then in 6 months and 1 year, you see what they're able to do with the business. They're like, what the hell just happened here? There was a quick turnaround. in what they can do. And nothing can turn around a business like the quality of input in terms of knowledge and skills and drivers and strategies and tactics and all of these things that are critical for growth to happen. There are different elements that represent business growth. For example, these are examples of different elements that can represent business growth. So for example, a business growth can mean something different for a hospital, and business growth can mean something different for a school and for a mobile phone shop and for a financial service business or for a technology startup. It can mean different things. But you are going to look at this and see what fits you as a founder, as an executive. Business growth can represent growth in profitability. Your profits are consistently increasing month after month. You are becoming better. Increase in sales. Increase in sales can be growth. Last month you sold 5 million. This month you sold 10 million, right? There's that growth. Growth can be growth in employees. I always encourage every African entrepreneur. Africa, one of the biggest burdens in Africa is unemployment. Please, the burden of employing people should be in your heart. You are part of Africa's problem. If you are building a business in Africa and you are not passionate about giving somebody employment in your business, you have not yet arrived purpose. You are not a serious, purposeful African at all. The government needs your help to fight this burden of unemployment. So the growth in employees should be at the core of your operation. Okay, so that could be growth for you too. Maybe you have grown. Last year you had 1 employee. This year you have 5. That's growth. You're growing. 10 years we have 1,000. Expansion into new markets and locations. That's growth. Expanding to Nigeria, to Senegal, to Dubai, wherever you are. Growth in social media followers. Oh yes, in this dispensation now, the more followers you have, the more ways you can sell. You can create lead generation and convert them into paying customers. So it could be growth. Growth in equipment. The more good equipment you have, the more production you can do, or whatever that you're creating as value, you can become much better. You can make more sales. You can make more profit. That could be growth. So growth can represent different things. Now, what are those elements that can lead to business growth? Okay, so this is just a picture of me trying to demonstrate growth, right? Of what we used to do in our business, right? So training, I run a training institute, right? And we train employability skills, enterprise development. One of my core, that's like the first business I ever started. And I always say everything I have built comes from making money from training and then reinvesting into other businesses, right? So if you look at this with a red shirt, this was like one of my first trainings in Kumu, 2001. This is not even the first, this is 2018. And then from there, I did this one. At least there's some improvement, right? At least I could not afford the suit here. You see my shoe? My shoe looks like the real shoe of a surfer boy, right? But I was going somewhere. Then I bought my first suit, right? So, and the difference is clear now. And then here, we tried. And then this was Douala last year. Yeah, you see, growth is there. This is my first office. Before this, I used to beg space. I used to beg office space from this man here, this gentleman here. He had a computer training center. So he used to give me his space and I'll go and use it in the evening from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. to train these people. I used to train these guys in a computer training center from 4 to 6 p.m. 3 times a week, all these people. Whatever made them to trust me, I don't know. This guy was a manager in the microfinance. So guys working in the, how they call that place? Baptist Hospital in Bansa, all of these people, right? That's the power of purpose and vision. As young as I was, but they still believed in the whole stuff, right? This was my first office. This chair and this table was given to me by my pastor. When he was changing his office, he now dashed me the table and the chair. That was how I got my first office stuff. This house, I used to pay this, I think this house, how much? Is it 8,000 a month? They can imagine how it was. Look at how dirty it was. but it was still I have arrived. When I said it, people are like, why? You have an office? Yeah, look at the big books. You respect the big books and the flag that you're seeing. Right? But that's the growth. That's the journey. That's the journey. And then here we are today, and it only keeps getting better. So there are different things that I can use to qualify the growth that we have experienced, right? From numbers to the change in space to at this point, I used to be one-man employee. There's no employee here. I used to do everything. See me, see my back, that was my office. And then me, I'm like 10 employees in one. Standing, this is a whole staff body standing there like that, represented, one human being. Right? Same here and all of that. At least now Laurentine is sitting here, one of the center coordinator now, here in Douala with us, right? So there's been that growth from one-man staff body to a staff body now of 17, scattered, some in Douala, some scattered all over the world, some work for us in different capacities and all of that. From a tattered office to an office that can make some sense nowadays, right? So there's growth in all of that. But there are things that lead to the growth. Number one, follow me carefully. Number one is the foundation of growth is the personality. The foundation of growth is your personality. That's the foundation of your growth. The personality of the entrepreneur or the CEO or the executive. If you have the wrong personality, see, cry for growth till now, till 300 years, you would never see it. See, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You see this picture here like this? I used to tell my friends here that I would travel the world and do the thing I'm doing in Congo. I remember vividly my statement. I used to tell them, see, you see the thing I'm doing with you guys here? I would travel the world and do this same thing I'm teaching you guys. Some will laugh at me. Some will say, ask me how. Here, I've never been to Yaoundé. Here, standing here, I've never been to Yaoundé, never been to Douala in my life. I've never had a passport, nothing. But I was so sure. Thank God for God. Thank God for being in Christ. Because, there's something that Christ gives you, the personality, some of these scriptures that I am the head and not the tail and the victor, it gives a certain level of boldness and audacity, right? So you read the Bible says the Lord has given you the possessions of the earth. You believe in it, but you don't only believe, but you act towards it. You boldly go towards it. Their personality is very important. Wishing for growth is one thing, but having the personality that can drive the growth, having the mindset that you act towards that growth is the difference. Everybody wants to grow. There's not, even a madman on the street wants to grow. Even a truck pusher wants to grow. Even a cleaner wants to grow to the next dimension. But the question is, do you have the personality of growth? The personality of growth is driven by discipline and not feelings. One sign that you have a personality of growth is a sign of you do what must be done because it must be done, not because you feel like doing it. That's the personality of somebody who drives growth. When it's time to wake up from bed, you get the hell out of that bed. You don't get up because you feel like getting up. You discipline yourself and you get up because that is the personality of the entrepreneur. The personality of the entrepreneur is you consistently take actions even in the midst of chaos. You are taking action. You are going for, you still believe in your dreams. Even in the midst of taking action. Let me take you back here. If you look at my shoes here, they are dirty. If I tell you from where I trekked from to come for this graduation, oh, you will sorry me. See that shoe? If I tell you where I was trekking from to come and attend this graduation, which I was the leader of the founder of the institution, you will not, but I think that was very early in the morning. I don't know what happened. It was very early because I think they were supposed to go somewhere. So I had to leave the house around 6 a.m. and I start trekking so that I could arrive there around 7:30. Because it must be done. It must be done. So check your personality. You cannot expect to drive growth when you are still driven by feeling. Let me tell you something. Anybody driven by feeling, you see, do things based on how you feel, forget about growth. I'm sorry to tell you, but that's a fact. People who feel a lot do not drive growth. It is people who reason and understand what must be done and they do it that drive growth. So progress and feelings don't go hand in hand. It is self-discipline and progress that go hand in hand. So what will it be for you? Are you going to go for feelings or are you going to go for progress? That is the personality. The personality of running towards problem and not running away from problems. The personality of people backing you, people not trusting you, volunteers not being there to assist your vision, but you are doing it. You remain there. You see, like I want to say something. You see, the way I live my life, like mostly in those days, if I'm doing something, if I ask you for help and you show up, thank God. If you don't show up, I will do it. That one thing, I always have plan B for everything. That's one good thing about me. If I ask you, I also do something, like, know that I have a plan B already. Because human beings, be very careful about that. Always have a plan B, not the plan B to give up, but the plan B to get it done one way or the other. Find a way to get it done. So check your personality, people. Check your personality. There's a video on my YouTube channel on personality traits of successful entrepreneurs or something. Part 1 and part 2. We have clearly examined the different personality threats that you need to have. I will remember and share in the group, WhatsApp group. Number 2, skill set of the entrepreneur and the team. This is like the liver of it all. Is it the liver or the lungs? Which is that part in your body that if you don't have, you will die? Your heart? Is it your heart? If you don't have your heart, you will die now. Is it your heart? Yes. So you can compare skill set to your heart. If they pluck you, if like a vampire cut off your heart like that, you are gone, you are dead. Skill set is like your heart for an entrepreneur. You will never grow your business beyond the skills that you have. That's why there are many mediocre managing entrepreneurs here and there. Guys who have been in business 10 years ahead of us, 5 years ahead of us, they are still managing and they are local champions. Do you think they want to be local champions? No, no. They don't want to be. One man reached out to me from Kubu and said, how did you do to be here? Teach me now. I started this thing before you. Teach me, I want to be like you. When man passed you, carry it back, he said. Everybody wants to grow, but the major difference is some people have a higher dimension of knowledge and skill. And it is the heart of the matter. You will never drive growth beyond the quality of your skills. You need to make competence a building core practice. That's why I always say that the moment you have chosen business, you have chosen consistent learning. Let me tell you, if you want to remain in business, one of the things you have done is that you always pay my trainings and attend. Even not my training, other experts, you always pay them and attend because you need it to remain relevant in business. You need it to scale through and to keep on driving the growth. That's why if you are really an action-oriented person, you will notice that anytime you attend a training, your business always experience a shift, no matter how small. Can anybody confirm in the chat box, those who are attending training, that anytime you go through a training of what capacity, not just my training, anybody's training, anytime you go through a training, there's always a little shift in your business. Why not a big shift? Anybody notice that? Yes. Because it is skill and knowledge is the foundation of you driving it, driving that growth. And one of the most important things that you should be doing is, what are the skills gap that I have? Because there are always, even me, there are skill gaps in the journey I am going through, in the things I want to build. So I'm always looking for new skills and learning new skills, new certification, or whatever that I want to do. Because I know that it is the foundation of me driving the growth that I desire. So you are always in the business of building and acquiring the right skills so you can deploy in your business and take your business to the next level. So what skill sets do you need? And again, these skill sets differ from entrepreneur to entrepreneur because we don't run the same businesses, we are not in the same industries, and we are not in the same environment. The skills that a tech business needs in the US are not really the same skills that a tech business needs in Cameroon. Some may be similar, but there may be differences. But it is your job to make sure you know and you take steps to acquire these skills. And that's why there are, in some large companies, they have what they call knowledge expert consultants, knowledge management consultants, and all of that. They provide all this advice. Okay. Number 3, core equipment. Oh yes, core equipment. There are some businesses that would never rise beyond the core equipment. For example, a tech startup that is building websites and softwares and apps for companies, the more good laptops they have, the more ways they are going to build better businesses and serve more customers. So you want to drive growth, you need to invest in core equipment. Now look at your own business. What are core equipments that you need to have for you to actually make your business succeed? This could also be digital. For example, there are some businesses that you need a good e-commerce website. It's an equipment. It's a tool, it's equipment for you. So that you have a good presence online and a platform where people can automatically buy and pay and get their products or order their products without you being there. Another example could be, let's say you run a healthcare foundation or healthcare clinic. Okay, the more health equipment you have, the more beds you have, the more you can admit more patients, the more money you can make, the more you can drive growth, the more rooms you have, the bigger the building you have, the more you are in business. So you need to analyze which core equipment do you need to have. And let me give you a hack here. One of the best, because there may be some equipment that you don't even know that exist. Now, research similar businesses that you are in other developed countries and try to know the equipment that they use. Go and watch their YouTube channel. Try to see how they do certain operations. You will see things that they are using that you have no idea that they exist. And then start making plans to develop yours locally or check if they're selling locally to buy yours, or you can import yours so you can improve your equipment so you can serve more people and make more money. It could be online equipment. It could be offline equipment. It could be machinery equipment, whatever. But there are many businesses that you would never experience growth above the kind of equipment that you have. The more good equipment you have, the more growth you can be able to engineer. Question for you, do you have the right equipment? Do you have the right digital equipment? Do you have the right default equipment that you need to run your business? Number 4, digital technologies. Very important. You cannot talk about business growth in this dispensation without talking about digital technologies. How can digital technologies help you to scale? How can it help you to scale your impact and your growth? I was showing you how our training started 10 years ago and how we are today. With a simple WhatsApp group and a Zoom session, we can do training as many times as possible. Those years ago, there was no Zoom. The internet was not even that good. There was no WhatsApp. That most it was Facebook. That time we didn't know WhatsApp that much. Social media marketing was still terrible. Now, what we can do in training is what we can do in training in 6 months is more than 2 years of work those years. I'm telling you, the difference is digital technologies. From leveraging basic platforms like Facebook and WhatsApp groups and Twitter and LinkedIn and Instagram and YouTube to market and get people, it makes marketing easy. Those days, I will print flyers and move from church to church and give church announcements. Sometimes it will take me 4 Sundays to go to 4 churches. Because sometimes if you don't worship in their church, they will not announce your announcement. You see? But now I don't need to do all of that. Digital technologies, Zoom that we're using right now. This course is being recorded right now. After this, it will be converted to an online course and I put on our platform and more people will buy and I will keep making money from this course till throughout, maybe to the day I remove it that it is old and I need to update the course. Digital technology. But those days, I speak one time, there was nobody recording nothing. I will repeat the same thing over and over to different people that come. Limited impact. But now growth is different because we can use all these different technologies to experience the growth. I have a question for you. Which technologies do you need to use? Which online platforms do you need to use? If you not attend my program on 40 online tools that every entrepreneur must know, better buy that course. It will help you a lot. It will open your mind to certain online tools that you need to know. I took time to explain 40 online tools that every entrepreneur and professional must know and how to use it for their business. Because you need to know these tools so you can scale your growth. You need to know them. And I'll do another training on 40 more online tools very soon when I get the time to do that. Because you need those for you to experience the growth that you're looking for. Number 5, understanding and owning the value chain. Understanding and owning the value chain. Now, for you to experience growth, you need to own your value chain. Now, what is value chain? Are those things that you go through to create value, basic terms. That's your value chain. Like, for example, for us to organize this training on this business diploma sustainability program training, some things had to go through. We had to go through. We can call that value chain. Now, I had to create content. We had to do a flyer. We had to do the marketing. We had to receive payments and register you guys to the paid group, and then do the training delivery on Zoom, like what we're doing live right now. Those are 5 different steps. You can call that the value chain. Now, we own most of the value chain. For example, creating the content for the training. There are some trainers that don't have the skill to create training content and PowerPoint like what I do. But for us, I do it myself. So we own that value chain. I know trainers that pay other people. They have an idea, they pay other people to do the research and create their training content for them, what they call curriculum design. But I've done curriculum design as a skill. I can design curriculum, etc., and lesson plans and all of that. So I own that value chain. I don't need to pay anybody. So that money stays with us, right? We spoke about flyer. Flyer is another value chain. But in this case, we sent out the flyer for our outsourced flyer person to do because I was too busy, but I needed something more. I needed a pro to do it. But most of the flyers that you see us using, I do most of the flyers, most of the time. You see? So we own that value chain, partly own that value chain. Maybe another way to own the value chain fully is to recruit a full-time in-house graphic designer. We used to have that, but he's more busy with other projects. That's owning the value chain. You now recruit a full-time graphic designer in the house and put on a staff list. You now own, instead of paying an outside graphic designing agency, you now recruit a graphic design expert and pay the salary, and you own that value chain. I spoke about creating content to market the stuff and all of that. It's called copywriting. There are many people that pay copywriting experts to write copies to market whatever they're doing. I create most of my copies myself and I market it in the way I want to do it. You get the concept. So that's the meaning of owning value chain. You look at the things. Let's say, for example, you run an event business. Let me give another example. You run an event business. You want to do event planning and all of that. Event planning is your business. And if you really want to make more money, you need to own the value chain. Like when somebody comes to that, they want to do a birthday party and they hire you to do a birthday party, you need to go and hire a DJ with his speakers. That's money going out. You need to go and rent a hall for the person. That's money going out. You need to go and do a couple of, get photographers, money going out. Now you can grow and own the value chain. Buy your own speakers and recruit your own DJ. So when somebody hires you for an event, money of them, instead of you renting for speakers, the money stays with you. You now just pay your DJ. You make more profit. You get the concept. That's understanding and owning your value chain. Instead of hiring photographers and paying them to come and shoot pictures and videos, what do? You buy your own cameras and you can get photographers and put them on standby, or you can pay them monthly salary and own them. When somebody pays for an event, instead of money going out to rent cameras and photographers, you just do the work yourself and you make more money for yourself. So if you really want to grow, you need to own the value chain. It's the same, that's the same thing that Mark Zuckerberg did on Facebook. Started with Facebook, he bought WhatsApp, he bought Instagram, and they have bought a couple of platforms, owning the value chain. You understand? Same thing with Tony Elumelu. He's owning the value chain from banking to insurance and all of these platforms company that he's setting up. He's owning the value chain. Dangote, owning the value chain. So if you really want to experience sustainable growth for a long term, you need to understand your value chain and have a plan. And so that it can take 10 to 40, 50 years for you to own the value chain. We have started owning our value chain. I used to host my courses online on somebody else's platform, but now we host our courses on our own platform. When it was somebody else's platform, we used to pay them for having them on our platform. But now it is on our platform. We have owned that value chain. And again, you cannot own value chain overnight. And of course, you don't achieve business sustainability in a week or in a month or in 2 years. No, it's a continuous process. 20, 40, 50 years, you're always in that process of maintaining sustainability. So understanding and owning your value chain can take you, it's a continuous journey. You keep owning one, it can take you like after 1 year before you own a value chain. After 1 year, you own a value chain. After 1 year, you own a value, because it takes money to invest and own the value chain. Are we there? If you got the value chain, leave me a comment. Leave me a comment. I got it. Right, I got it. If you got the value chain explanation. I took time here because it's very good to understand this concept, and it's a very powerful concept for growth. Good. For those who got it for the first time, let me know. Who got value chain for the first time? When I explained it, I was like, I didn't know this. Awesome. So it's a very technical business concept that is very powerful. It can give you a lot of power. If you look around, you will notice that many business people do that. Awesome. Number 6, strategic partnership, and why not acquisition? Yes. You can partner with people strategically as part of growth. Yes, you can partner with people strategically as part of growth so that it can enable you to experience the growth that you're looking at. Let me give a typical example. Maybe someday we're going to do that. Let's say Mavis is here. Mavis runs an accounting firm and all of that. Now, we do a lot of training for business people and all of that. So there are many of the services that she can also always refer some clients to her and all of that. Maybe we can say, so you know what, let us just partner. And we own shares in our company, and you own shares, they own shares in our company, so that we provide a complete whole stuff as one institution. That's called strategic partnership. You get the concept. So you can look for a similar company. You guys have an interlocking of service, and you guys can partner and become one body and provide services to different people. Another service could be, another service could be, why not acquisition? It can be part of growth. Let's say that Beltian, who is the mobile phones, all of that, wants to relocate to Douala. And there's one guy that has a very good shop, but he's struggling to manage it. He can go and just buy off the shop. Just acquire the shop, remodel it, add products on it, and then repaint it into his shop and then launch it. It's another way to grow instead of reinventing the wheel from ground up. Right? So this is very popular right now, where there's a lot of acquisition going on. I think the latest acquisition right now is where Adobe just acquired Figma right now for $20 billion, right? Facebook acquired Instagram, all of that, you see? So you can strategically partner with an institution for growth purposes. That can enable you to get access to more customers, access to more money, access to more staff, access to a stronger brand, and all of that. So you can partner in that direction. And some people, you have money, you can acquire, buy off. Like a bigger hospital can buy off a small clinic for growth purposes. A small clinic can allow a bigger hospital to buy them off, which will enable them to grow and serve a bigger market. So you can also think about strategically partnering with another business, similar business, or even you can acquire an already existing small business to facilitate your growth. Good. Yes, Group Castel acquired Guinness Cameroon. Exactly. That's growth. Number 7, customers nurturing and upselling. This is a very powerful tool for business growth. Nurturing customers. This is where you make sure that you really treat your customers very well and nurture their growth. The best part of this is upselling. What does upselling mean? Upselling means that you create more value for your already existing customers. Like, for example, I kept on referring some of my courses that you should go and get. That's upselling to you. You came here because you are taking the business sustainability program. That's good. You are already existing customers in my books. But in the process, I am upselling to you. I am referring you to another value that I've created or I will create so you can buy it. I'm upselling to you. You get the concept? So nurturing means I need to make sure there's a good relationship. I'm treating you well, good customer service and all of that. Nurturing and making sure their relationship is good. Then I need to upsell to you, creating more value and positioning you in a way that you spend more money with me. That's the purpose of upselling. How can you enable your customers to spend more money buying your value? That's upselling. So if you don't have more things to sell, you are maybe losing money. The customers may be there, but they are not spending more on your business. So the best way to get customers to spend more on your business is to upsell. Like, for example, let's go back to I use my example. Maybe it's another example of better understanding. Let's go back to Bertrand, who does mobile phone businesses. Now, let's say normally he used to sell just mobile phones, but now he decided to start selling mobile phone cases. So when you come and buy a mobile phone, what brought you was actually the mobile phone. Now he upsells to you to buy a mobile phone case. Or you actually came to buy, let's say, iPhone 12, but he has iPhone 13. He can upsell to you. You're going to spend more money buying iPhone 13 or iPhone 14 instead of getting iPhone 12. It drives growth in your business. So customers nurturing and upselling enables you to drive growth because more customers will buy from you, and nurturing will make customers to refer customers to you because you treat them very well. The benefit of creating exceptional customer experience. So it is your job to become a chief growth officer, or you can recruit a chief growth officer to lead major narratives, initiatives in marketing strategy, sales team performance, and customer experience. Number 8, creating new distribution channels. Creating new distribution channels is very important. Creating new distribution channels. Yes, it's a good way to enable you to reach out to more customers. If formerly you were distributing your products, let's say formerly people only come and buy from you in your shop. That's a distribution channel. You wait for people to come and buy, and then they take to their houses. Now you can introduce a new channel where you now promote on social media. People buy, and you go and deliver in their houses. That's a new distribution channel. Yours could be content. Maybe you used to distribute only through word of mouth and telling your friends and family members. Maybe you start using Facebook and other social media platforms, or you start using email marketing, or you start using paid ads, or you start using YouTube, all of that. Just you create new channels to distribute whatever value, that you are creating. Because the more you distribute, the more sales you make, the more money you make, the more people know about you, the more growth you experience. So if you're only carrying out one, maybe for now you're doing only Facebook, it's not enough. Create more channels to market yourself, more channels to also distribute the value that you create. Number 9, the 9th growth driver is develop a growth action plan and assign a project manager. If you don't have a project manager, assign yourself. Now, what does it mean? This is where growth becomes very intentional. What is your growth action plan? Here's what I mean. It means that throughout the end of the year, let's say between now and December, you write out an action plan of the things you are going to do that will lead to growth. Let's say, for example, let's say that right now, you do marketing mostly on Facebook right now. Your next growth action plan could be between now and December, you will post 3 times on Facebook every day, 3 times on, at Twitter, you add LinkedIn, you add Instagram. It was not formally there, but you put it on your action plan that you will do that between now and December. That could be a growth action plan. So what it involves is you write the things that you would do with deadlines and outcomes that you would do for you to experience growth. You can write that from next month, you're going to move house to house and share 1,000 flyers every week about your product or your services. and you go do that. So you write all the actions that you will take, but all oriented towards growth, either growth in customer acquisition, either growth in making more sales, either growth in generating more leads, either growth in making sure that more people are aware of what you do. But you need to have a clear plan of action with things that you're doing, with deadlines and outcomes that you will do. Because as an entrepreneur and executive, it is your responsibility to translate ideas and goals into plans with a detailed forecast. You will do this. This is the data or the quantified data, and this is the outcome, and you make sure you do it. Number 10, market development. Market development is a common business growth plan designed to identify new market segments or current products. This is a very powerful, silent growth plan, a growth driver. Very simple. You identify new market segments for current products. Let me give you an example of what I did one time. I used to train public speaking. Yeah, I've gotten so busy, I've not done that. I used to train people on public speaking. And I have public speaking training for people who want to become public speakers. And I have public speaking training for entrepreneurs to teach them how to speak in public when presenting their products or talking to investors. That's the same current product, but those are two market segments created. There can be public speaking for master students to prepare them for their final defense. Same product, a new segment has been created. Identifying new market segments for your current product. The difference may just be in how you communicate the current product. It's really the same product. The difference is in the communication, so that the new market segments can understand the communication. You get the concept? I think I was talking to, I was coaching one client, and I was teaching her this concept. Oh, she's selling it. So we took the same product and we designed it to fit university students, university lecturer, and then to speak to other people in the community who are not university students or lecturers. Same product, but we crafted new market segments from those. Or you can take current products and travel to totally a new town or a new country to launch it there. It's market development. You understand? So there are some of you that you have very good products. There are some of you that you have very good products, but the current market where you're marketing it is old, is saturated. You need to shift. So you need to develop a new market before that product can make some sales. But you are forcing in that market until sales are not happening. You need market development, or you need to create a new market and market the same product there, and you will see how you're going to make sales. You understand? So don't, there are people saying they market the same product, the same market year in, year out, no new thing is happening. But if they use market development and craft that product, you can create new market from an old market. I've done that several times. You can craft a new market from an old market and sell an old product, and people will still buy. Because you are not going to communicate it with that particular market potentials or market data in a way that they will understand. Who is going to do market development after today? Write in the chat box, me. They're going to do market development after today. Write me, let me see. Who is going to create a new market segment for an old product that you have right now? Yes, and you maintain this over the years because it's a key tool for sustainability. It's a key tool for sustainability. Okay, Conclusion, I will take questions. Growth does not happen by guesswork. It is intentional. It is visionary intentionality for growth to happen. And I guarantee you, if you implement 1, 2, 3, I know all, of course, you cannot implement all at once, but know them and know when to. A good entrepreneur has a good toolbox. These are things that you learn them and you keep in your toolbox. Keep them in your drive. Keep them in your journal. Keep them somewhere and always go and reflect. I have a journal where I call it my strategy journal. So that I just go and pass my eye there and see if I'm forgetting any strategy I can use and kill the enemy with it, the enemy of poverty. Right? Yes. But just keep a journal of this. Call it your tool journal or your strategy journal, so on, because all of these things you cannot use them at once. But there is one that you will pick and go start using tomorrow morning, the next week, and all of that. So you can start pushing. Okay? That way your business is always hot because you're always implementing new tools and new strategies so it can happen. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for following the session.